right, ladies and gentlemen, we have exited non-public meeting. So with that, we're in public comment. We'll start off.
Some things I'd like to start off with, please.
Councilor Farrell.
So here under public comment, I want to discuss a couple of things. I'd like to discuss the process for preparing budget, warrant articles, deliberative sessions. So when the council prepares a budget, what the council does is it goes through several months of going through the budget. The budget is presented by the town manager and by staff. The council then moves the budget to the deliberative session. Once moved to the deliberative session, the voters move the budget to the warrant. The voters adopt the budget, not the town council. At no time does the town council ever actually vote to adopt the budget. We just manage the process. As an example of some of the things that were brought up here in previous meetings, there have been school board employees who've had school board members. So people who have worked for the school and possibly their spouse may have been on the school board. There have been town councilors that have family work for the town. And these type of processes were reviewed by legal counsel over and over again, reviewed by the Secretary of State's office, because believe it or not, we are not the only town that has a town councilor serving with a town clerk and it being their spouse. There are a few of them around the state. But in my opinion, if you're going to serve in a state higher office, you're held to a higher standard. This requires you to do your homework and not to make statements with no merit. If someone believes laws are being violated, they should contact the New Hampshire Attorney General and they should file charges.
Excuse me, sir. Folks, I'd ask for the room to be quiet while other people are speaking, please. I do ask your comments. If you want to have conversations, to please take it outside. I will offer that same respect to you when you're up at the mic speaking during public comment. Please continue.
We are a nonpartisan board serving 26,000 people of Londonderry. This year, I'd like to see the council address some of the following things. Obviously, there's the water issue that we have to deal with. And, and as we all hope that St. Gobain will do the right thing, we can't depend on them doing the right thing. We need to proceed forward and figure out the whole water issue. Some of you may have noticed that there's a housing crisis here in New Hampshire. So in a recent Wall Street Journal article, they ranked the top housing markets in the country. It was very interesting. I have the example here. I'll pass it around the council. Rockford, Illinois was first. Springfield, Massachusetts was 11th. Burlington, Vermont was 12th. Portland, Maine was 10th. The number 7 ranked most volatile housing market is Manchester, Nashua. Many of you have probably seen that there's a housing crisis here and that people are starting to look at accessory dwellings. You're hearing probably talk more of not necessarily, the parents moving into an addition, but maybe the kids moving into the addition in the parents' house. And what we're seeing is in front of the ZBA, we're starting to see some of these come forward where they're trying to look at splitting lots. I would suggest that the town council take the time to look at this and recommend to the town manager's office that we need to start looking at how do we work to prepare an ordinance so that each one of these aren't going to the ZBA and we lay out a structure for what accessory dwelling units may look like or what additions may look like. When we bought all the open space and everything, we reduced the build out of the town from 45,000 to 32,000. We're at 26 to 27. We really need to be proactive in this area. Some of you may have noticed that there's a healthcare crisis. We're up to $41,000 for a family plan at the for the town employees. We need to start thinking about what we're going to do around this. We're already starting on the town side to go out and look at, get consultants and start to figure out what to do. And every one of us faces this at home too, but we have to start paying much more attention to this. What I really see is that we need to address the needs of the community. Some of the examples may be speeds on state roads. I think we need to relook at the Wyndham tax policy for the elderly. Maybe it's 85 plus years. I don't know what the right number is, but in Wyndham, I think you reach 80 and you don't pay taxes anymore. What does that look like? What's the cost of that? And I think we need to relook at that. Medical response times. A few years ago, we put together a defibrillator warrant article where we got defibrillators in every single town car, and we're getting everybody trained on how to use them so that we can reduce our response time. Development agreements. We see that these have come back to light, and that the council is working through development agreements with several of the developers on how to protect the community. We probably need to take another look at those and see if we're getting those right. The big thing here in town is we need to eliminate political issues and focus on community priorities, safety of the youth and children, and the needs of our aging population. Gentlemen, what I'm asking all of you is these are some of the things that I'd like to try to accomplish this year. I'd like to see us focus on the greater good and the needs of the community as a whole. I think we also need to direct our legislative representatives to report to the town council and the community what are they doing to enhance or help and create positivity for Londonderry. And if we could try to do this by, I think the second meeting is in June on the 17th, if we could try to do something like that, that would be just a great way to like go into the summer thinking about what is it we're going to do so that we can get ready for budgets. Last, let's talk about the word transparency that keeps coming up. The scientific term is the quality of allowing light to pass through so that objects behind can be distinctly seen. Political term, open and honest without secrets. As I've stated before, I've been doing this for 25 years. I really wish someone could tell me what the secrets are because I'm dying to know. Thank you.
Thank you.